Hello everybody, Lon here. As a very unhealthy journey through the solo queue, I met a player, my own friend, who is our tank. He would help us in many ways as he can. So, and I picked Purify in this game because each enemy could stun us. I mean literally every enemy. So I don't want to be partaking on the stun festival, so I just pick Purify. And then I have the jungler cleared the jungle fast. And then I go to my lane. And then I met a tank who has some mint on his mouth and could mouth breathe us with some mint with his cold white mouth. I just don't want to be partaking in any of that cold white mouth, so I just go up to help the top. Since I saw the tank and the mage going up, I just started about it, like helping it right away. And then our marksman got so greedy and died first into the tower. And then I luckily got a kill on Layla, which was really low HP. And then our tank got into trouble. The Zetian is really trying to steal our tank's money, which I deny and let her stray away from our tank. And I was just thinking, where could that hyper be? I mean, the enemy's hyper. At this point, you might see it right now, but I just don't in the game, so I'm just gonna clear the waves and my minions again, as normal as I should. After clearing my minion waves, I think of helping the top lane. Even though my mana was dry like desert, I was so unhappy about the top lane being literally always being ganked by most of the enemies, so I decided to help it out. And then I spotted some clunky walking robot, which is their hyper. And then another robot just came into the scene just to run away like a baby. And then their mother is really angry at me, and she tossed me around like she's really mad at me. But Lily came in and her mana strikes on her, which is a perfect time for me to poke around her silly. And then we had a huge clutch and big team fights. I just had to go to base because I really had to at this point. And then I go back to clear my minion waves at the mid lane real quick. And then there was some clash on the turtle side, so I pay a visit. And then somehow this Ruby wants my money and doesn't want to leave me that properly. I pressed some skills for her to leave me, and she did, but she came back right away, and I'm not happy about that. She deals a ton of damage at this point. After some epic fight, I died from their wanting my money, and they took my money. As an impress, I had a lot of money, but it took it, so I'm broke now. I can't do much. And then look at our tank. He's my bro. Look at his figure. Oh no, he's getting so useless right now. Oh, he's gonna do slam down. Oh, and then he's down. Oh, and then Alucard came in after the help. Oh yeah, he's getting onto the point. He's getting onto the killing spree in the set, and he's going onto the mage, and he's gonna get a kill. Even though he's one level down, he got, and I got the kill. I got the kill still. So this Alucard really helped me in the early game, and he's probably lagging too, so that might be the reason why. But he's pretty good at this game. He'll help us out a lot in this game, so he's pretty good at this one. And that tank has definitely eaten some mints. That may be the reason why he froze me. And then this Saber wants some more of my money, but I deny him by using Purify. And then I say goodbye, and then I poke him and say goodbye again. And their mates came to the scene just to disrupt our impressness. And then I decided to go to the top lane again because that's where most people gank. So I'm going up. As there was already a huge clash happening on the top lane, and our tank ulted, but Melissa ult kind of disrupt our tank ult, so it doesn't work that much. So we got into a big problem, and at this point the enemy is so low in HP so that they don't want to engage anymore. If they engage, I'll be sure to punish them at maximum force, to the point that they sell their accounts. And then I go back to the mid lane to get my minions because they're stacking tremendously. And then on the top lane, there's not much of a clash by that much, so the turtle has spawned, so I gotta think wisely before I act at this point. Or we might not even get the turtle and anywhere near this game, because we're on the losing. We might look like we're winning, but we're actually in a very bad position in my team. And then there's a huge fight, and then there's this Layla who is poking me, which I'm terrified of this Layla to my bottom of my heart. So I ran away like the baby I am. As the Empress, I must be safe. That's my priority, I guess. Even though some of my friends died, I must be safe because I'm the Empress. Yeah, that's true. And then the enemy got the turtle, which is quite disappointing for our team, and we're losing hope at this point. Yeah, I'm actually losing hope at this point. There's no way I could just make a comeback with this hero, since he deals so less damage to the point that in the late game, Layla would probably burst me down even before I'd poke her eyes, leaving me the most broken Empress in the whole wide world right now. Since I poked them too much, I decided to poke again, and I got the shutdown kill. They didn't expect some play from that pick, and that's really good. Yeah, I feel the power brimming in me, and I feel the confidence. But I feel so low. I feel so vulnerable at the same time. And then the Saber just decides to run away like a pissed baby that he is. But we managed to take down the tower, so that's probably our advantage. And Alucard keep on pushing, and that's the best thing that he could do. Actually, that's the best thing that happening in this game. We don't decide to engage because we would just probably die in this one. But after they gone up, I decided to join in too, since they're a bit far off from them. And then I decided to poke, but I don't get the kill, so I just go back and forward for the poke and the cooldown of my first and second skill to be ready. I just waited for my first and second skill to be ready when I'm going around like this. I just don't use my Purify since I don't think I would need it, but this Layla just appeared out of nowhere, so I just use it at the moment of convenience. And then our marksman almost died, but I saved him at the right time, and that is epic gaming. And then I recalled to base since I'm an easy target when I'm low HP. And then I poked their tank to my heart's content. I don't know what happened to Atlas at that moment, but it is. I guess he likes to feed at this point. And then he boom slam us, but he ended up dying. And I used my ult at this point since I want to CC most of the enemies while they are standing still, and it did. And then Alucard go into Layla in the beast mode, and then he got him. Yeah. I couldn't have beaten Layla myself. I'm really scared of Layla at the bottom of my heart when I'm using mage like this. It's because mage like this doesn't deal enough damage, yet Layla could just burst me down with just ease, so much ease than anyone would have thought of eating such as cheeseburger to just eat me like a cheeseburger. So I must be careful at this point. In the mid to late game, and our marksman died so pitifully. I felt pity for her to the point that I had mental disease, man. And there's gonna be another good class besides the Lord, and then the other. And Alucard is on position, and Alucard engages in, and then get some kills, proper kills. Yeah, I won't actually. If Alucard wasn't in this game, we would probably have lost, man. Even though I got the MVP, I would really like to give him the badge of MVP, because he is the real MVP. He pushed and he did everything. And this Saber just all the tank, and that's the biggest mistake. And this Alucard has some main character syndrome and dove too deep, and then that got him killed. And then I think to myself, I just want to clear that mini wave and then go back to my team, since I'm super vulnerable to assassins and even Layla. I am nothing against Layla. And then we try to start the Lord here, and our tank is coming up to help us. And then suddenly, the enemies came like a wrecking sea. Atlas has probably eaten his mint, so he froze my team, and my marksman died instantly. And they got the Lord. They got the Lord, and this is when I really start to lose hope. And then the lords will be marching down, and my damage would be insufficient, so it would really be a problem to my team and even for myself and my stars, because my star is gonna lose it at this point. I felt like uh, even my tank, my duo partner, my tank, really felt like we're gonna lose the star in this game. And then I felt like I've gone too deep, so I just back off to the base and wait for the Lord. We use up two of our holy defender even before the Lord reaches us. That is a huge disadvantage for us. And then our tank setup while I'm away, so that's probably a mistake that we made, but Alucard take full advantage of it. And then we were able to somewhat turn the tides around, but two or three of my teammates died at that place for their tank, and then that's a really bad trade for us. But the good part is that they're backing off, and that doesn't put much pressure on us. And then I got to think to myself that I got to clear the minion wave. What should I do at this point? I just think, what am I doing with my life? I'm just wasting my time away with this ML, but I'm still doing it. Let me just regen to clear my thought, I guess. And our tank decided to AFK, I guess. Oh, he's moving. At this point, we were at our base, hoping and expecting for some pressure from the enemies, since we're at a disadvantage, really big disadvantage right now. And then I used my ult at this point, since the enemies are grouped up and I want to stun them most of them. But my team died again. At this state of late game, if we die, then it costs us a lot. Like two of our friends are dead, and I'm the one who's going next. But luckily I had my purify, and Ruby can't catch me. And then I searched for some potential poke, and then I poke him out of the base, like he was meant to be like treated like worm. The worm, as I treated, I poke him out of the base. Our base is not a place for the enemies to stay, so I don't like them being near my base. And the enemies are too much, so I think I'm backing off, but we're going front. And our marksman solo killing Ruby, then that's a really good play. While my team are fighting at the side of the Lord, I just blinded myself, and I just don't know what I'm doing. I'm just standing around. But yet my teammates totally handle all of those. And then three of our teammates took the Lord, while me and my duo partner tank decided to push. But this clunky mechanic android decided to show up and defend their what is this turret even called? Inner turret, yes. He could defend his inner turret very well. At this point, I'm just clearing the minion wave for more pressure onto the enemies. And then they were gonna make a clash again so soon at this point. But Alucard just keep on killing spree, and that felt very good. I'm not gonna lie, Alucard did most of the work. And then our marksman is out of position, and then she died again. Oh, she's the one that goes down. That's just too bad. And then I thought, since our marksman is down, we should just go back. And then this Alucard has some main character syndrome and just dove onto the enemies like he's the main character and died instantly without killing anyone. But somehow I managed to kill their Layla, which is a huge win for us. And then the Lord is marching onto the top. And our tanking the turret shots for no reason. And then I just turret lock since I'm a mage. And I told my partner to turret lock. And then we finally won! Yes! The enemies are coming, but we just barely scraped by.
Victory!
Gaining an epic victory against our enemy. Man, this can I call this an epic comeback, or yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I hope you like and subscribe to my content, and subscribe to my video if you want to see this kind of stuff in the future. Okay, bye.